All right. So this is a shorter version of the video that I just made. I It's still uploading right now, so I'm not sure if it'll even be done by the end of the day because it was like 50 minutes long. But this is a also an explanation of how any kind of substance works. You have the brain, which is a computer basically, and that computer has all these different things in it, and these things are very important. This has to do with movement, um, feeling good, wants, desire, instinct, rationality, movement. Well, I think I already said movement, but motivation, memory, attention span, concentration, which is a little bit different. But all that has to do with neurons. So proteins in cells create neurons, and there's different types of neurons. And G proteins are the proteins you want the most of. They're the most abundant proteins, and they're also the most diverse, the most unique ones. And there's ways you can quickly build nerve cells, which are neurons, and and you can have them activated or reactivated quicker. To reactivate something quicker, you can use alpha lipoic acid. To grow new nerve cells and activate them quicker, you can use larger amounts of a thing called selenium. And there's liposomal selenium. There's selenium in which are in capsules. There's tiny selenium capsules, and then there's selenium tablets. And I've been using those for the past 2 weeks and 1 day now. And but so the drug goes into the body, and it increases neurotransmitters, which are neurons. So neurotransmitters and receptors and nerve cells are all neurons. Then you have catecholamines, which are four different types of endorphins and they're called they're endorphins, and that's the same thing. So catecholamines is dopamine, serotonin, norepinephrine, and epinephrine. So whenever you put a drug into your body, depending on, especially a stimulant of any kind, especially a central nervous system stimulant, it increases your neurotransmitters, and those neurotransmitters create signals with each other, and some of them go into your receptors. Your receptors are found on your nerve cells, and it can take 3 weeks to, if you use a lot of selenium, and it can take 3 weeks to grow new nerve cells and activate them in 3 weeks, maybe 2 weeks if you use a lot. And so the reuptake inhibition is the blocking of reuptake, and you want that if you want to feel good, and that's what drugs do. Wellbutrin, cocaine of any form, methamphetamine, amphetamine of any form, and so the dopamine neurotransmitters pile up in between the neurons, in between the nerve cells and the synapse, and the presynapse or presynaptic end of the nerve cell creates the neurotransmitter. It travels past the synapse and goes into the other nerve cell in the postsynaptic. So it goes presynaptic, synaptic, postsynaptic. But what you feel is a massive buildup of dopamine and serotonin and norepinephrine from just about every stimulant. Now, every central nervous system stimulant would do this, and it depends on which ones it is. Depends on how much units of dopamine get increased, and they're all powerful. Even if it's 200 units of dopamine increase, which is percentage, it's very powerful. Um, Alcohol will take it to, and that which is not a stimulant, but alcohol will take it to like 150 units, and that's already a lot of dopamine. But contrary to popular belief, it's not really dopamine that keeps you up. That's norepinephrine, which creates epinephrine, from what I understand. And that has your NMDA receptors, D-methyl, N-methyl D-aspartate. And glutamate also comes out of that. And that's what gets you excited. And norepinephrine gets you ready for epinephrine. It gets you prepared, and it regulates it. It balances it out. And you, depending on the substance, depends on how much dopamine gets stored up in the synapse. And inside the neurotransmitters and the receptors and the nerve cells are all these other different things, like a nucleus, which is like, you could say is like the brain of a cell. And so yeah, that's basically what happens. It's signals, and it's piling up of these things that create signals, and then it because your brain is, other than your skin, because your brain is the most important organ in your body. They're all important, but your brain is arguably your most important organ, because your spinal cord is attached to your brain. That's sort of why you can feel your whole body being stimulated. It also has to do because not all receptors are found in the brain, and not all neurotransmitters are just found in the brain. With serotonin, 95% of that is found in the stomach. But anyways, yeah, that's pretty much how any substance works. That's how you can feel it, and depending on how you do it, and what substance it is, depends on how long the effects and the after effects are. So yeah, thanks for watching.